Hello, everybody. Rush of the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. A random Monday chat from the car while I'm waiting to pick Flo up. According to ex-WHU employee, he's just confirmed that Michail Antonio has signed a new deal with an option which could, if the option's taken, mean he's still a West Ham player up until the age of 36. Now, this is somewhat of a not a surprise, but we knew that they were looking at him in terms of giving him a new deal. But the quickness of the new deal, also thinking about it, when you think about Antonio, he's over the last two transfer windows, it's been fair to say that he is been harping for a move, in all honesty. And there was talk this year last January, there was talk of him going to Wolves or people like that, and Everton. And this summer, there's been talk of him leaving and going to maybe the Saudi League as well. So it's really quite interesting why he's signed a new deal, really, because in theory he was coming to the end of his current deal, and he could have then left and looked elsewhere. Maybe he thinks that going elsewhere, he's not going to get. I mean, at the moment, he's the main man, isn't he? He's the main man. He's managed to get Skamaka out the side. He's managed to get rid of him, despite the fact wanting some sort of competition. And now he's competition. It's like, well, what does he want to do now? It's a very strange position. I mean, as I said, if he obviously signed a new deal, which happy, and Thunder's happy as well. Gary Dixon's happy as well, which is good to see. But if we then, the deal apparently is a 2 by the sounds of it, it's a 2-year deal with a 1-year option on top, which means that he would be with us until the age of 36. Now, the flip side of this is similar to the conversations we've been having about Fornals and people like that. With Antonio staying there until the age of 36 for another 3 years, where does that put Devine in terms of the pathway? There has to be, and although I'm happy that he signed a new deal, because at the moment under David Moyes, he is critical. As I said, the best, him and Arnautovic are the best two foils for Moyes Ball 1.0. But what happens about Devine? Also the fact is, if Moyes doesn't have the end of, if Moyes walks away at the end of this year and doesn't have his contract renewed, we get a new manager in, they've then got a 34, 35-year-old centre forward who they might not want in the side anymore now. It's a risk. It's a risk to take. What we got here? Let's have a look. We can't have to rely on Antonio. It's becoming. We shouldn't have to rely on Antonio, says Jay. It's becoming confusing now. I know exactly. I feel you. I feel you, man. I know what you're thinking about. Unfortunately, I think also maybe the fact that because we didn't sign a striker in January, in the summer, that might have, and we got rid of Skamaka, that might have infused Antonio to sign the new deal. I don't know. I'm happy because it's always good to tie players down to new contracts. We know he's going to be on a decent sum. We know he's going to be on $100,000 a week ish, because that's what his current deal was. So you think he'd been on a similar deal. But that always happens as well, doesn't it? It always happens when someone wants to go and then doesn't go. They tend to be rewarded with a new contract. And obviously there was the Saudi move, Al Fatihat, Steven Gerrard's one. They were the ones who were looking at him the most, and nothing materialised. Galatasaray were looking at him as well, but nothing materialised. So maybe they know what he's he's coming to the end of his usefulness. KP says maybe he just needs some extra money for now and not able to wait for a transfer. Well, he's done something which obviously he should have been named the former captain, didn't do. The former captain basically didn't sign a new deal, and it cost him 10 million quid. So maybe Antonio does eventually want to leave, but actually, while he's got the added security of some extra bunts in the old pocket, why not? Why not? Poor Fornals wants to leave the club because Moyes, and then pushing him further, starting Kira. Yeah, but Kira's different. Hammers Mikey. Benny and Ings. You'll see Fornals on Thursday. What we got here? He shouldn't be kept too long as he's tiring the second half, says Mark. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, he's huffing after 60 minutes on Saturday, albeit it was a very humid day. But it's just a strange one. You know, I just think it's strange how it's happened so quickly. Very, very quick to sign a new deal. Evening, Mo. Hope you're well. How are you, mate? I'm going to Bangladesh in 27 days. Good luck to you. It's pathetic, our tactics, says Hammers Mikey. Antonio's legs go, then on comes Ings. You're right. There's no backup. There's no backup to Antonio. I mean, it's always good for a player to sign a new contract. Always good in my eyes because it maintains value in the player. As I said, if he comes to the end of this contract with the additional 1 year added option, he'll be 36 when he leaves, when he comes to the end of his contract. There's not many players in the Premier League who are 36, let's be honest. Hopefully Burnley win, mate. Otherwise, Forest will catch us and leapfrog if we don't be a bit early mode to start looking at the table like that. Good point with Rice. Antonio has a prop brand agent, not his dad. That's always happens. Same thing happened to Aged. When we were looking to sign him or Zuma, we obviously signed Zuma. Aged then had a new deal with Rennes, and we signed him the following year. But we know Moyes loves Antonio. We know Moyes sees Antonio. I mean, at the moment he's the perfect foil for the setup that we have now. Arguably, I think Arnautovic was better because I think it's more clinical. You know, in that low block, you've only got 1 or 2 shots. Yeah, if in a game you have to take them. If you don't take them, you know, it's wasted. Antonio just hasn't got that clinical nature. After the City game, now we started dropping down the league quicker than Katie Price's knickers. I knew it was Hammers Mikey before I ever saw it. No, we'll be all right. I fancy us against Liverpool. I really do. Fancy on Thursday's going to be hard because we'll have a second string side out. But then I fancy us against what's the name? I fancy us against Liverpool. I really do. And then obviously we've got Lincoln. Then we've got Sheffield United. So we've got, you know, five games. Anyway, guys, just jumping on. We'll have all the latest news and stuff as and when things happen. But Antonio, by all accounts, has signed a new deal, according to XWHU employee. And we'll see where it comes, whether it's been announced. Obviously, the Thomas Souček thing was never announced. So we don't know if it's going to be officially announced or anything. But just a bit of breaking news. Anyway, take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Give it a like and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Just a quick one. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.